all this negativity. It's well that this is less than Superman Returns adjusted for inflation, so they passed 600 million. But that's after the digital release, right? And here I saw this. They replaced everything. They replaced things. So the Snyderverse is officially dead. The Justice League has been replaced with the Justice Gang. In my day, it was the Injustice Gang, and you had Lex Luthor, Mirror Master, Circe, Dr. Light, Joker, Gem, and Ocean Master. I don't know. We didn't have Justice Gang. Injustice would have a gang. Justice would have a league. So you're going to have the Injustice League in Gunverse? So can we stop talking about the movies now and stop harassing anyone who enjoys them? And here's something I found. This is something. Oh, we love my old work. Snyder fans should see this as a good thing. No longer is the Snyderverse attached to Gunn's DCU or Hamada Marvel's DCEU slop, meaning the Snyderverse can be finished at any studio at any time. No more confusing what's canon and what's not. Elseworld, Multiverse, Snyderverse will be finished. Yeah, maybe not. I think that Snyder had talked about doing the movie his way with the way you storyboard stuff. So maybe a cartoon animated series. I still don't see a problem with an animated series on HBO Max. What is the problem? What is the issue? Well, let's focus on positive Superman things. I'm the last guy to review Superman, Absolute Superman number 10, because it has been a long ordeal just buying other things and paying for other things, post-funeral things happening. But I'm back on track. Number 11 is coming out in September, first week of September, or second week, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, it's in a couple of weeks. And spoilers are coming. So here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. However, did we not see this happening? Okay, so let's focus on the beginning of this book and then we get to the end. Now, this is dealing with years ago before the destruction of Krypton. Jor-El is a miner, mining the red crystal caverns. And he finds out there's something wrong with these creatures, not unlike the creatures we saw in Hurdling. They're these big creatures with horns, and they're like giant moles, and they dig in the ground. But they have this weird mutation within them. I mean, even we can see that. And what happens here, there's the creatures. You gotta get the lava gun. So something about this reminds me of when Clark goes to see Jonathan Kent in Batman v Superman. He imagines him in his head when he's on top of this peak, the snow peak, his own little fortress of solitude. Now, what's happening in the present time is that you got Jimmy Olsen, who's captured by Lois Lane. They're with the Peacemakers. They got to take the prisoners. So Ra's al Ghul is he's trying to get Superman over there to where he is. He's luring him. And any means necessary. He's got a strategic plan. He's got a chess game, a real-life chess game going on. Brainiac is subservient to Ra's al Ghul. Though, judging by Brainiac's nature in every universe, I would suspect that Brainiac is going to usurp, he's going to betray Ra's al Ghul at some given point for himself. Now, this is, I forget this guy, but he's Captain Smith, who's working under Brainiac. He's got Brainiac technology, and he works for Ra's al Ghul. He gets the kryptonite bullet. He's going to go kill Superman, or we think he's going to kill Superman. Here we got the Omega Girl, who we now know is not just simply another hot female for the Omega Men. Here we got Smith. There we got Lois. Lois is still Lois. She's a freedom fighter. I like this one dialogue here. This is where they get Jimmy's name wrong. Timmy Olsen. Should I laugh or cry? I really don't know anymore. I don't know. Well, what do you expect? Reporters are morons. You know, it's a different universe. Superman saves the day. There is Absolute Superman. And here is this dialogue in which Jor-El tells Kal-El what had happened, that he had to use the lava gun in the caverns to kill these giant moles with the kryptonite infections. They were sick. These moles were signaling the end of Krypton. But he said, I had to do these things. You know, it's like, okay, out here in the Redlands, there are always tough decisions. There's tough, okay, hold on. I gotta get this right. There are tough decisions, Cal, but we must never lose sight of what constitutes cruelty and inhumanity, especially when we're the ones being cruel. But sometimes we have to do it right if there's no other way, if it saves people's lives. That's what it's been in my time, my father's before him. Sometimes we have to be the cruel ones if that's what it takes. So he tells him he didn't do the right thing. He did what he had to do because that's what tough decisions are. That's kind of the theme in Injustice, right? I remember, some people criticize Injustice, but there was an episode called A Better World in Justice League 2001 in which Superman tells the Flash, I knew that even if you talked to Justice Lord Superman, he was gonna kill you anyway, because those feelings are strong, and the wanting to kill part is still part of Superman. There is a part of Superman that wants to kill, so he doesn't kill Captain Smith. It's a beautiful shot here, but here she's saying, "What the hell are you waiting for? For Smith to put another bullet in you?" It's like, he's a murderer. He's a threat to everything you stand for and you fight for. Finish him already. So he won't do it. He will not kill. It's what is happening in this particular issue. It's not just simply that he doesn't kill. It's the measurement of a man in how much does it take for him to not kill or to kill. Now, a soldier has to kill, right? We have 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. But you got a soldier out there, and he has to fight for his life in the real world. In Justice League New Frontier, DC New Frontier, Hal Jordan would kill to survive. And that's what he said to Carol before he became the Green Lantern. So, of course, Ra's al Ghul shows up and kills Captain Smith for Superman. If Superman won't do it, he'll do it himself. And you can see betrayal. The Omega Girl throws knives at her own men. And for what purpose, of course? Now, Ra's al Ghul wants Superman to be his heir, just like in the Batman, just like in the other universes. Your sister and I, won't we, Talia? So, sister, indeed we will, Father. All hail the Omega. So that is Talia al Ghul, a sister, not a husband and wife kind of thing. I will say that I really enjoyed this particular issue. I really enjoyed the conflict. If I can kind of get us a glossy picture here. It's a very good, what it's showing is that, so you have Superman not killing, and I think the burden is more on Superman to not kill because he's more powerful than the typical human. So that's why he holds back. And he still remembers the way Jor-El and Lara taught him. I don't know if Lois Lane had died in this universe, would he go all injustice on everyone? I don't know. It's very difficult to say. I think that it takes a lot for him to hold back. But it's not like he will never kill, but it's just this scenario. Captain Smith was an idiot doing what he was told. And it wasn't enough. Like, he put him through fucking hell in Smallville. It wasn't Captain Smith's fault that Martha Kent lost her mind. Jonathan Kent died of natural causes. But yeah, you could say in some ways Captain Smith was there, but he was just a stupid soldier following orders. Ra's al Ghul is the problem. But Ra's al Ghul, if he uses the Lazarus pit like he has in the past incarnations, he can't die. So there's no husband and wife. There's no take Talia's hand. Talia is his sister, or he wants him to be his sister, and so they could conquer the planet. So no Lex Luthor, but Brainiac and Ra's al Ghul. This is the universe. By this time, and we're going to come in, I guess October marks 1 year. By 11 or 12 issues, we have figured out, even by now, we figured out the whole world. And I have to now look closely at the people who have worked so hard on this, because I don't even know right now. Do I know? Let's take a look at the credits, because these are the people that have worked on this for about a year. I'm hoping I can do this without ruining the goddamn comic book. But can we do that? There's like a 10-page fucking preview of stuff I don't care about. So Jason Aaron, I don't know what his credits are. Carmen Di Giandomenico. Kind of reminds me of the early 2000s kind of art. So let me see what his previous stuff is. Okay, so he's done The Other Side, which is a Vietnam. It's a comic book from 2006 about the Vietnam War, which he did some research. So there's this one. Looks interesting. I don't really have any comic books about the wars, except maybe like Magneto's World War II background. And then he did Top Cow, did Ghost Rider, Black Panther. He did X-Men Origins Wolverine. Oh, wait a minute. Return to the character with Weapon X. Okay. So he did comic books that launched with movies. Incredible Hulk, Thor, God of Thunder. He did something. Oh yeah, he did the story with Jane Foster and Thor, which that was the basis of Thor: Love and Thunder. He did Uncle Scrooge. He did a Bizarro arc. He's done different things. I think he just has different inspirations for what he does. So I don't know what his thing is for this one. Let's see if I can find any interviews. Let's see if I can or cannot read this. This is one part of the interview. So Brad's the interviewer. This is for comic book counseling. And he says, Jason Aaron, the DNA of Absolute Superman. Is it easy to describe what is fundamental about Superman then? Jason says, to me, in vague terms, it is the heart of Superman. Who is he? What does he do? Why does he do it? If anything, as much stuff as I've changed about his origin from the version we used, to me, it only references his heart. This guy did not grow up in the idealized Smallville. He has not grown up surrounded by loving parents and the best this planet has to offer. If anything, he's seen more of the opposite. He's seen the worst of what people can do to each other here. Yet it somehow still comes out of that wanting to help us, wanting to do what he can to help those around him, and willing to risk his own life for others. Even though he doesn't seem welcome here, he doesn't seem wanted, he doesn't have connections or anchors here, he still fights to be Superman. So if anything, I think the more we change about that, the more it references what's special about this guy. So there's a whole interview here on comic book counseling. I'm going to read this for myself and see what's going on. And I'll give this one, what will I give this comic book issue? Let's see, that one, let's figure this out. I would say, I'm going to say somewhere between 4.5 and a 5. That's where I feel like some questions still need to be answered. I feel like some things are still a little lost, but you're getting a lot out of this. You're getting way more out of this than paying $20-$30 for to even rent James Gunn's Superman. So what are you waiting for? Let's buy it. It's like, what, $4?